For as were the days of Noah, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. For as in those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day when Noah entered the ark, and they were unaware until the flood came and swept them all away. So will be the coming of the Son of Man. So who's the they here? The wicked world was caught unaware. Was God's servant Noah caught unaware? Or had he been preparing and warning everyone for decades? Did he know the day or the hour in which the flood would come? No, but he certainly knew the signs of the times. When was Noah taken and sealed in the ark? On the judgment day of that generation, immediately before God poured out his wrath and destroyed the entire world. Was there a period between God saving Noah and his family and final judgment when those left behind could repent? No. One judgment day. Then 2 men will be in the field. One will be taken and one left. 2 women will be grinding at the mill. One will be taken and one left. Therefore, stay awake, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the master of the house had known in what part of the night the thief was coming, he would have stayed awake and would not have let his house be broken into. Therefore, you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. Now, those who have been in the military and stood fire watch, you understand what this is all about. Now, back home in the middle of the night, when nothing's going on and you feel safe and secure, the temptation to fall asleep is powerful. But contrast this with the mindset of a warrior when he knows he's on the battlefield and that the enemy is lurking at the very gates. Now, this is what this is all about. Stay awake. These lines aren't so much about imminence as they are about attentiveness. The idea is that we need to be about our Father's business when he returns. Not that we get to sit back and do nothing while we wait for him to snatch us away. Who then is the faithful and wise servant, whom his master has set over his household to give them their food at the proper time? Blessed is that servant whom his master will find so doing when he comes. Truly, I say to you, he will set him over all his possessions. But if that wicked servant says to himself, my master is delayed, and begins to beat his fellow servants and eats and drinks with drunkards, the master of that servant will come on a day when he does not expect him, and at an hour he does not know, and will cut him in pieces and put him with the hypocrites. In the place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. There is an if-then clause here. Being caught unaware is tied into laziness and worldliness. A terrible irony of the rapture proponents is that they also tend to be the same group who promote an antinomian, once saved, always saved concept of salvation. Their sermons tend to have terrible warnings about the coming tribulation, coupled with a promise that if you raise your hand, walk down the aisle, and say a sinner's prayer, you are sealed forever and will go to heaven no matter what, never having to face tribulation. But this isn't what these parables are teaching. Jesus makes it clear that a winnowing, refining process will take place, which will show who are the real converts and who are the false. To those who are faithful, the day of the Lord is a blessed event. But to those he finds sleeping, it is the day of their doom, regardless of what mantra they chanted in a church one time. This is not to say that Christ will lose any of his own, but that there are an awful lot of people who mistakenly believe that they are his because they listen to their pastor instead of reading what is clearly said in the Word.